my phone? What's your YouTube channel?
I'm not giving you my YouTube channel.
Why? How about you subscribe?
Oh, FEAR. Okay, you're live.
Okay. Get me on. And subscribe. Register. This is gonna be so laggy. past these guys.
No. Start it.
I already did it.
Oh.
That team won.
I'm gonna see if my PC crashed or not.
It did.
Oh, it did? Hang on.
Wait.
Buddy.
Resume.
Hang on.
Wait, what?
Since I am streaming,
Yeah.
should probably turn down some of this stuff. Shadow quality off. Fidget bloom. SOS. Analyst. Field of view. Position. VSOC off. Target.
Full screen mode? Okay, on, stop. Wait, what? What game did you want me to play anyways?
Normal.
Okay. The play screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it should run smooth. Cause I took off.
1, 2, 3. 1.
I'll try to talk because you're on live. You're live streaming.
1, 2, 3.
You're live. So
Wait,
just say
what?
something.
So they can hear us?
Yeah. Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay. I'm the YouTuber's brother, if you didn't know. So, comment down below what other things do want us to do.
This is the live stream.
Which? So they can hear us? Sorry, one's watching the video. 1,
Not
2.
too many people watch my videos, but
1, 2. 1, 2. And 1 in the back. Then start. Watch. Video's gonna get dominated. Because they all had the same thing. They had. Oh, if we get 2 more and 1 more, then move these. Move these. Wait, those guys suck. And 3 and okay, that should be fair. Kind of. Red again? Okay, so I'm gonna get a pirate king, a king, and a pirate, and queen. Okay. Oh, are you using my phone? Are you using? Oh, never mind. Where is my phone? Owen, where is my phone? Still red? Okay. Now I have to give up these guys. You're really powerful. And you can't see. Oh my god. Okay, blue's already gonna. red to have one more that they don't. Okay. Clever. You know why? Because one, they turn into zombies now. Just watch. I have to get rid of those guys if I do them. I'm getting rid of the fire breathers. You see? They're turning green. No one's gonna get him much, but I'll just. Yep, no one. Clubbers. Only clubbers. Clubbers are only 20. Which one's gonna win? If you put this in slow-mo.
Oh my gosh, there's so many peasants. No, those are clubbers, never mind.
Look at this just light. My book. That's regular speed. Let's Which one's? Oh, sorry for the lag, everyone. Oh, finally. Let me.
Nate, just for a second.
No. Just look. I'm gonna put every.
I am proud of you, PC. Holy shit.
Let me.
400! 400!
Let me actually do 400.
Hang on. Yeah, but it's not gonna
do something there. Like, do all of that.
I just gotta change one thing. So, kids at the school Chromebooks can watch. Now we can watch it on the school Chromebooks.
Finally. Okay. So I'm gonna put more over here. still get the game lagging. Then what? All the rest spots? Like cheap, but I'm not even close. I'm not even close money as that, Owen. Owen, look how much money they were. And look how much money they were. Okay, ready? Set. Let's rumble! Wow. How do you snowmobile it? Oh, finally. Owen.
I think you hold that.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, keep it in slow-mo when you're running that many characters.
Yeah, look. I need to get rid of all of the ninjas. I cannot believe clubbers can defeat ninjas. And there's 2 pirate queens. Just look. Oh my god. How did he get killed? Oh. Hey, okay, I'm just gonna back up. I mean, back up, I mean, go over here. Owen, I crashed the game.
Again?
Look.
I haven't even crashed that game yet.
I have.
Twice.
Yeah, just let me.
You still crashed.
What?
So you gotta go to settings. Oh, that's not gonna do it. Let's.
You want to
pick
play that game?
this. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, you can play.
Well, Nathan, when you crash a game, it's like completely gone. That's what my definition is, anyway. Like it completely quits. Like you get the EXE sign, like EXE. Totally accurate battle simulators. Why do you hate Boo-Boos?
I just
Boo-Boo's nice cat. You
my
bad
head
cat.
next to his head.
Cause you not cat.
I put my head next to him. Then guess what?
The retenção.
He put his claw on my head. Oh, that's gonna be major.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think we're good.
Oh my gosh, look at the back one.
Let's just try to fit and like heavily.
No, here's my phone anyways, Owen. Put some in the back there.
Like whole watches. Yeah.
Can you get on Forza, Minecraft,
Watches.
YouTube?
Rely
Can you get on that stuff?
heavily.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of firepower. Good luck.
Watches rely heavily on your graphics card and such. Okay, let's go. Let's get it, boys. Wait, I want the game. I forgot how to play Yeah, that's why I picked the watches. Oh yeah, those. Oh yeah, let's not do that. Was. Ooh, what was that explosion? Look at all of these arrows in the side. What the oh, it's their despawning animation. Are these gonna reload? Oh. Devastate no watches. Oh my. Okay, the frame rate's terrible. Powerful. Yeah, I have FPS means first person camera. In this game, anyway. Oh my gosh, just in battle. In battle. Whoa. That's like. Clear. Oh, that's way better. Let's go to a map. Let's see simulation. King of the Hill. Ooh. Let's do. What about two blunderbusses? You guys are hilarious. Dang, he got more hits on me. Not. These guys are tough suckers. There's 7. Yeah, I got these teeth. That's boy. I'm dead. Oh, dang, look at that. Punch to the jaw, and his arm appears to be broken, or he's just going in for that dab. Sorry, it's a demi. Oh, look at that. I actually meant to. It's tab. Yeah, I haven't played this game in a while. What about 2 cannons? Okay. Let's start that again. Yeah, it kind of sounds like Trump. Man, look at that. Look at that fireball. Oh my gosh. Reality trippy as balls. Wait, hang on. Oh my gosh. Oh no. What the fuck? Yo, Nate.
What?
I think I broke it.
What happened?
Look at it.
I know.
It's a normal map except that. Look. Okay. JK, it's just a visual glitch. But I want to see what happens when you go inside the. Absolutely nothing. But it's just these. Trippy as bullsack. I'm battle. Poor queens fight to the death. What? Okay. What? How'd they win? I'm having a hard time. Ooh, got the high ground. What the Yo! Wait. How'd you win? Whatever. I'll go to my character. What about these harpooners? You know what? I'm just gonna spawn a whole ton of them. Okay, it's even. Holy None of these guys are dead. Oh, that guy's dead. He died. Okay. Get out of Okay, that's a lot better. Appears to be the now it seems to look up pretty even. He's dead. That's right there. He's dead. What the? Did you see that dude right there? He threw that. This. He's dead. It seems like the blue's running. Oh no, I take that back. Yeah, looks like blue's running. They're the same amount, by the way. 115 each. Oh my, did you just see that four? It looks like they just canceled each other out, but I don't know if that guy's dead. Is he dead? Yeah, he died. Yeah, blue victory. But look at all this chaos. Stop it. Just stuff everywhere. Yeah, pop up the top thing. Okay, let's do like some of the more lag inducing. Just for the sake of having stuff look nice, I'm gonna spawn in one more on each side. And then they clash. Oh my gosh. Holy Jarvis. Oh my gosh. Holy. Look at this, Nate. It's like dark matter. Oh my gosh. You get a sense for how stupid this is when you actually see like all the stuff flying at your face like that. That's skeleton. Okay, some of them are dying, so it's getting a lot smoother. this last blue guy? I don't know. But I think I see his blue cape. Or is that? No, that's a set. I don't know. But these guys are cool. Ooh. Okay. But holy crap. Wait, you see that? Right there. It's a rib cage. I think. That's insane. The more you zoom out, it looks less insane. You can hear the spawning rates getting slower and slower. Now I can actually move my mouse at a good speed. Oh, what was that audio? Num 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 num. Now these guys can turn into bats. Apparently they're easier on my computer too. Well, it's probably because it doesn't have to animate them. Kind of like particles. Yeah. You're 56, let's go. Eating sounds disgusting. Dang. And the red highlights them getting eaten. I think I spawned too many blue right up there. But that's okay. Okay, this has been going on for way too long. What is this dude's stuff? He's on the red side. Okay, it's fair. Okay, that's... Hold on. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, yeah. That's cool. But this guy's still alive. What the fuck? Okay, he dead. See how I just like KO'd that guy? He's doing like a weird position. Yeah, but he dead. These guys are... Yeah, it's just... It's that every time. I'm just gonna definitely crash my computer. Probably bye, guys. stuff like that. Dang, dude.
What?
Look at that spike impale him.
Oh, that's
tough. I feel bad for this moose. Or elk or whatever. I have 26. I don't know what to do.
Had to offer without going through the struggles that my family had to experience.
I wish I'd gone into dental much sooner. It would have saved me a lot of money that I spent. My family has bad teeth. When you're not able to smile, you become closed off. The meaning of a smile to me.
A couple of weeks ago, I released this video in which I built the giant super TNT cannon. Now the task was to build something that can shoot a piece of TNT through a bunch of hoops and then take out a block that is 150 blocks away. I mean, seriously, I didn't think it was going to be possible, but we still managed to pull it off. Now today we're going to be doing something similar, but instead of launching TNT, we're going to be launching ourselves as high as we possibly can. Right there, we went about 100 blocks into the sky, but I personally think we can go quite a bit higher than that. Now, if we double the size of this thing, that will send us up around about... Okay, so we have straight away gone 500 blocks into the sky. Like, that's not a small amount of blocks to travel. But obviously we're going to keep going and keep pushing this thing. One thing that I thought I'd try is actually pushing the TNT into a 1 block area underneath me. So if I hit this button here, okay, that's kind of compacted it. And we actually don't go as high. We go half the height. That was unexpected, but I really like the idea. So we've dropped the fence post back down to where it was originally, and we're actually going to push the TNT into this area around us like we had beforehand. But having a larger area, like a larger square, will give us more room for TNT when we start expanding upwards. So this system is now done. If I place in, for example, a piece of TNT falls on that block, then it will be pushed across and then pushed across like that. And all of the TNT will be sitting in this tiny little area right here, ready to launch us up into the top. So now it's time to start filling in all of the dispensers that are going to be going around like this. I think for the time being, I'm just going to have 2 layers just to see how high we can go. I also just want to say I apologize for my slightly nasally voice. It seems like, yes, I think the winter has finally caught up with me. The first backups have now been made. We have got an input. We have got all of the TNT in place. If we hit this button, then we should see everything dispenses. Pistons have moved. And that is really disappointing. Seriously? Maybe because it's flowing away. So now what I've done is I've added in a pulse extender which will keep our pistons extended even when the TNT is dispensed. So that should hold it all in place. And there, now we've gone a lot higher. 950 blocks around about. Okay, that's good. I was getting worried that my ideas just totally weren't going to function. Oh my word, it does take a long time to get down though, doesn't it? So I have done a little bit of expansion work. This thing is now a couple layers taller. I'm just connecting everything up with the slab towers going up like this. So we have got six dispensers going up like this. I have no clue how much TNT that is. Maybe I'll do some maths here. 168 pieces of TNT are about to dispense from these dispensers and drop down here. And they have sent us very far up into the sky. That is 4,700 blocks. And they have to dispense from these dispensers and drop down here. And they have sent us very far up into the sky. That is 4,700 blocks. Okay, that's pretty positive. That's actually higher than I was expecting to go in this entire episode. What should I even aim for? I think maybe into 5 figures. I think 5 figures would probably be a good number to get into. Coming back down does take a long time though. I mean, look. This is going to become a bit of an issue actually when these things start getting bigger and we go up 25,000 blocks or something. It's going to take about 3 years to come back down. Now, at some point soon, we're going to run into 2 issues. The timing circuits of the piston extenders aren't going to coincide properly with our dispensers, which we now have twice as many of. And also, redstone signal strength is going to run out before we get up to the surface. I personally don't think either of those things are going to affect this system, which they haven't. And they have sent us semi into orbit. 7,650. That's big. But we have gone a long way there. Now, in order to allow for future expansion, I'm going to try my best to speed things up with the double piston extender circuits. And I think I've come up with a pretty good idea to do it, which is to do something a little bit like this. Now, we are going to have to swap out all of these blocks for slabs, but we're going to add in a little circuit here. In fact, I can just run redstone dust up like this and then power them all just like that. Yeah, this works. Okay, so what this will do is this will essentially act as a pulse extender, which will mean that we can extend out these pistons faster, but then make sure that all of the pistons retract. No clue if any of that made sense. So this system, if it works, should make the extension 2 ticks faster, which that seemed pretty fast to me. And if we place that in, then everything's retracted. Yeah, very quick. Okay, that's brilliant. So now what I'm trying to do is work out how late I can possibly extend those extenders. And the answer is quite a lot later than that. So let's see. We probably have maybe 3 or 4 seconds. I would say I'm just about there. So if that TNT fell down in the water, it will explode just at the moment that it has been pushed into the correct position. Okay, that's good. This is the timing, so this is how much time we have to actually have TNT falling down into the system. Once this time runs out, then we need to make sure that no TNT is dropping and it's all being pushed into the correct place. So this is the maximum height that I could go with 1 redstone half slab tower. So obviously we ran out of redstone signal strength as we made our way up to the top, and this is the highest point that we can possibly get to. But I feel like this could be the one to put us past the 10,000 mark. Maybe? It's looking likely. We have gone past 10,000 blocks and we have reached 12,078 blocks. That is mega. But we can definitely go much higher than that. I mean, we had plenty of time when that TNT was just sat in the water before it started getting pushed inwards. I'd say we could probably fit in at least another 5 or 6 more layers on top of this. So all of these repeaters need to be set to 2 ticks.
Just out of curiosity, what did that carriage set you back?
19 large.
I overpaid. I'm an idiot.
Hey, happens to everybody. I bet he overpaid.
I didn't overpay. I used Auto Trader.
And then we need to extend out the delay for these repeaters right here. So we need to increase this by 1 extra tick to make up for the fact that we have now added in delay. And then we are going to double the height of this. We are going to basically take this entire area and just put it on top and then create a new half slab tower, but run a repeater out from here, and then that will go up into it. Now I have to say, this thing is looking pretty impressive. I'm just placing in the final layer of dispensers here. And this... Oh, I feel like this might send us to the moon. The backup has been made, so 3, 2, 1, go. There it is, the TNT has fallen, and goodbye. We still have so much time. That TNT, it was sat there for probably about 2 or 3 seconds. What? We have just gone 23,609 blocks in the sky. It's gone purple for some reason. The sun is doing some funny business. Don't really know what's going on there. That is crazy, but we still have more time to play with. We have got so many more layers that we can add in. We've hit the redstone build limit again. Okay, we're going to have to add in another half slab tower. So all of these ones now have 2 ticks and all of these ones now have 3 ticks. Now the reason that we're doing this, as I kind of quickly mentioned earlier on, is so that we can do 1 half slab tower going up like this, and then we add in the repeater, and then we have another half slab tower going up like that. So that means that for here, we are going to grab another half slab tower, and then that is going to run up a little bit like this, and it's just going to continue upwards. I mean, how tall are we at now? This is like a 44 block high dispenser area. I'll count how many there are at the end of the video. Good lord, I think there's a high likelihood that this thing's going to explode. I think this might be the first one that we actually have too much TNT for its own good. It will land on top of the pistons and it's going to blow itself up. That's what I think. I'm going to quickly double check that I've backed everything up. I just made 3 of them just to make sure I've got backups on my backups. Right, let's go. Missed the button. Oh. No way did that just work. I cannot believe that thing just worked. We don't even seem to be going that fast. Have we kind of reached the limit? I feel like we might have reached some kind of limit here. I mean, we've gone 26, 28, 29, 30,000. Maybe not. We seem to have just constant momentum right now. Whoa. Did we just hit like a brick wall? Did we just hit the top of the wall? Did we just hit like a brick? Whoa. To have just constant momentum right now. Whoa. Constant momentum right now. Whoa. Did we just hit like a brick wall? Did we just hit the top of the world? I can't tell what just happened there. Amazingly, everything is still intact. I think that was pretty close to the limit though. I'm fairly certain those last bits of TNT landed just before the piston started extending, but I thought I would try adding just 1 more layer to it. Just 1 extra one. I'm really going to try and push the boat out here. So here it is. The final TNT player launcher in all of its glory. Look at it. It is absolutely monstrous. I don't know if this thing is going to blow itself up or if it's going to work wonders, but we're about to find out. I'm hitting the F3 screen. It worked. And we are on our way up. So that's 15,000. It's 20,000. I can't tell if we're slowing down. It seems like we slow down all of a sudden. But then we kind of keep like an odd momentum. Like we're still going really fast. 29,000. That's 30,000. We've passed that threshold. 33,000, and then we hit this. We just stop. we hit the ceiling. But I like to think this thing is still pretty impressive, traveling over 33,000 blocks in probably just under 30 seconds. Can anyone work out how fast, on average, I'm actually... Well, I suppose that would be about... Yeah, that would be about 1,000 blocks a second. That's quite an easy calculation. But that is the effect of 1,316 pieces of TNT. That's how many we're firing out of these dispensers to shoot us up into the sky. Awesome. That was really, really good fun. Let me know down in the comment section what other challenges you want me to take on over the next couple of weeks. Please make them involve TNT because I love this sort of thing. But anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm...
We made USAA insurance for veterans like Kate. When she got a new car for bigger projects, she quickly updated her policy on the USAA app and said, done. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
How did that happen? When did that... I was turned around for 4 seconds, guys. Satisfying thing. Minecraft is satisfying. It just is, isn't it? There are certain things in Minecraft that are incredibly satisfying. In fact, I would go as far as to say that it might just be the most satisfying game ever. I cannot wait to read the comments on this one. Now, in today's video, I thought it would be fun to take a look through some of my personal favourite, most satisfying moments in Minecraft. Again, this is like my third time of doing this. I keep thinking of more satisfying stuff, you see. Satisfying thing number 1. When you tame an animal on the first try. Hey, dude. How's it going? Give you some steak. I've now got a full squad and a little baby. How did that happen? When did that... I was turned around for 4 seconds, guys. Satisfying thing number 2. Regular sprinting isn't really that fun, is it? I mean, maybe it was fun back in 2011, but there's nothing too satisfying about it. Sprinting upstairs, however, for some reason, incredibly fun. I don't know why. It's like the tiniest, most subtle increase of speed, but it feels like you're going a million miles an hour. This next one is me times 1,000. I am so incredibly picky with where I put my base. I spend so long searching for the perfect spot, and to me there is nothing more satisfying than finding that spot that you've had in your head. And I gotta say, like, I was flying around here. This is pretty cool. Like, look at this. As far as regular Minecraft terrain goes, this is interesting. Imagine building a base through here. That would be nuts. This one is something that I'm not really that familiar with, to be honest with you. Realizing just before your tool is about to break that your tool is about to break. You see, I'm kind of the opposite generally. I normally realize just after my tool broke that my tool was about to break before I broke that block. Before we move on, I just thought I'd point out this is why I don't do command block stuff. What on earth is happening here? I wonder what happens if I try and mine with it. Not a lot, really. I don't really know what I expected, to be honest with you. Just Minecraft to fold in on itself and create a black hole. Picking up loads of arrows that are stuck into the floor. Oh, that is a good feeling and that is fun to watch. That honestly reminds me of the olden days of playing Minecraft. That made me sound old. It reminds me of the old days, not the olden days, the old days of playing Minecraft. Just when you used to just blast arrows at one another because you could spam click them and then there'd just be arrows all over the place. Maybe this one's just me, but doing something that almost kills the game. I mean, look, look at this. Look at this nonsense. This is totally ridiculous. This one I could do with doing a little bit more often, to be honest with you, and that is clearing your inventory of junk. There are so many items in Minecraft now that your inventory seems to fill up every 5 minutes, and there is nothing better than just chucking out the stuff that you don't need. It's like a cleansing of the mind. You know, you can just feel the clutter being removed every single time you press Control Q. This next one's going to be tricky for me to demonstrate, okay, so just give me a while. And that is getting... Getting a return to sender with a bow and arrow. Yeah. Ooh. That was some next level marksmanship. I think we can all agree it was a little bit close, okay. Would have liked to be a tiny bit further away for a bit of extra challenge, but still, I'm proud of myself. So whereas that one was pure 100% unadulterated skill, this one's just pure luck. And that is getting 4 diamonds from a diamond door when using a Fortune 3 pickaxe. I said that's getting 4 diamonds from 4 Come on. Oh my goodness. 4 diamonds. Moving swiftly on, this might just be one of the most simple pleasures in Minecraft, but being able to sleep in a bed when You don't think you're going to be able to. Well, that hasn't worked either. What did I do to deserve this? Hey? What did I do? Now it's too far away. I give up. Honestly, I really do. I don't know if it's just the anticipation of the fact that you're now about to go into the end, but there's something about putting the Eyes of Ender into the end portal frames and just gradually watching them all fill up. The little smoke particles forming, and then... Oh, that is a noise and a half. That is a noise and a half. This will never not be fun for me. Running over 1 block gaps. Let's see how far I can go. I actually got way further than I was expecting. I can't help myself. I want to try again. Right. Well, that's embarrassing. I wish I hadn't done that now. You know, I really ruined it. Moving on. When you have the perfect number of blocks left to finish the build that you've been working on. Yep, the perfect number of blocks left to finish the build that you've been working on. Yep, proud of this build. Totally did it myself. And actually, in a similar vein, when you remove the final blocks from a massive hole that you've been digging out. Come on. Ah. It's such a nice feeling, especially when you've dug all of this out by hand using a wooden pickaxe. I mean, that has taken me a long time. And actually, I guess in a similar vein once again, when you finally make it to the end of an absolutely massive nether tunnel, there's nothing better than watching that nether portal fade into existence. There's a few nether tunnels like this on the Hermitcraft server, and it feels like it takes a lifetime to run down them. It's ridiculous. I don't know if it's just because it's a relatively new feature, but any build that requires even the tiniest bit of crawling is super satisfying for me. You know, maybe I'm a simple man, okay? Maybe I'm just relatively simple-minded and I find this sort of thing quite interesting, but I just... I find this a lot of fun. I mean, look at me. Look. I look totally ridiculous. You know, the one time I actually need this guy, he's not actually there. So I'm going to have to do something that I never thought I'd do, which is spawn mine in artificially. I hate these things, alright? I'll be working on a redstone contraption in my redstone testing world, doing my thing, and then suddenly this guy will rock up with his pair of llamas making all sorts of noise, alright, with his silly hat and his stupid nose. It drives me absolutely up the wall, and his trades are always useless. I hate them. Oh, sorry, I got carried away there. I didn't actually mention the satisfying part of the wandering villager. I just ranted about him. It's killing them. I mean, look. That just feels great. No, do not get away. That got pretty dark pretty fast, didn't it? Yeah. I went a little bit hard in the paint there. Even though I've been playing Minecraft for years, and it's 2019, skeleton grinders aren't really anything too special, there's still something so satisfying about stumbling across one. I will never break a skeleton mob spawner. I will always light it up with torches, just in case I want to make a farm in the future. This next one's a little bit weird, I'm warning you. The other day when I was trying to make a thumbnail for a video, I tried to summon an end portal. Yeah, that didn't work. But I did notice that you can summon end crystals, which is pretty cool. And then I realized that you can summon them on top of one another, and they start doing crazy stuff. So just give me a second here. I now need to try and work out how on earth to use command blocks. I'm hoping this should work. It does. And now oh my goodness. Look at all those end crystals. Wow, that looks not Minecrafty at all. This does not look like Minecraft. When should I stop it? Oh my goodness.
This is the new Nerf Ultra 2. And these are the Nerf Ultra 2 trick shots. This is the science project.
This is long
I will explode that thing at the end of the video. I'm just curious to see what happens. Anyway, on to the next one. Scaffolding in general is actually quite satisfying. I mean, there's something satisfying about constructing absolutely ridiculous scaffolding towers, a little bit like this one. That is quite good fun, but there's nothing more satisfying than breaking them. Oh, that noise. Just the noise of it ticking upwards.
We can look at some other ones together.
I could do this all day. And that's saying something because, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of scaffolding, really. I think just playing around with the summon commands in general is hilariously good fun. I mean, look, here I am summoning a bunch of pandas that are equipped with a with a leech. Oh, why are they all going in that direction? It's like they're migrating. The great migration of the pandas. Oh. Slimes are also pretty entertaining. I seem to be getting only baby slimes at the minute, but they are spreading out all over the place. This is too much fun. If you want to play with this stuff yourself, then just go onto Google and look up a summon generator. You'll be able to do it. Getting large quantities of XP is always satisfying, especially when you walk around like this and you can just watch all of the XP orbs trying to make their way into your body. That sounded weird all of a sudden. Let's move quickly on to the next thing. I am terrible at using my keyboard. Everybody knows this, and because of this, I tend to accidentally throw items, and there is nothing more satisfying than when they somehow survive being thrown next to lava. I mean, look at that. I actually got quite lucky there. For this next one, we need to hop onto the Hermitcraft server, checking how many resources you managed to get overnight from an AFK session. Honestly, it's like Christmas morning every single morning when I do this, because I go into my area where I have all of my farms, I activate all of them, they all start producing items while I'm asleep, I come in the morning and just see them all spilling out through all of my chests and causing enormous amounts of lag for all of the other hermits. Bear with me, alright? Okay? But going from a great height and landing on slime blocks and bouncing. That was awesome. That was fun. That was great. I want to do that for the rest of today. This is actually a bit of an old school one here. It's something that I used to do all the time with my friends. I don't really understand why, but you spawn a bunch of animals in one place, you break the block underneath them, and then you shoot them with an arrow, and it's not quite as dramatic as it used to be. There we go. I was going to say, what on earth has happened there? But that's what I was looking for. They just all start bursting out and going all over the place. And this final one's actually for YouTube content creators. It's when, right, you get the world download for one of my redstone contraptions, yeah? And then you put it into your Minecraft world saves folder, and then you make a video on it saying that you made it. Oh, that's got to be so satisfying. Oh. Oh, I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. There was a time when it was just completely rampant. I mean, people didn't even bother changing the wall colours. I mean, that is just nuts, isn't it? Anyway, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. This was a lot of fun to make. Minecraft's a satisfying game. Everything's satisfying in it. I could probably do 100 of these videos. I'm good at dying. I would say it's one of my many talents when it comes to playing Minecraft. I can do a little bit of redstone. Occasionally, I can build some nice looking things. But most importantly, I can die very, very effectively in a number of different ways. Is it a particularly useful talent? No, it probably isn't. In fact, I would say it's more of a hindrance, to be honest with you. But it has given me plenty of information to share with you for this video. So I suppose that's a positive, isn't it? Let's start with number one, falling for your own trap. You see, when you play on a Minecraft server and you lay lots of traps for people to run into, occasionally it can be difficult to remember where you actually placed those traps.
I told you ask and I get
that trap worked out really, really well. Why have I not built one of those recently? I mean, that was brilliant. I should have used one of those on the Hermitcraft server. Anyway, number two, accidentally picking up actual fireworks instead of just firework rockets when you want to fly with the Elytra. See, I have a bunch of these lying around in junk chests, and normally with the way that I take off, I spam rockets everywhere, and by the time I'm flying, it's too late. However, I think we can all agree that as far as deaths go, it's a fairly glamorous looking one. I mean, look at that. Maybe not. I mean, I clearly I had some very low budget fireworks there. Wasn't even a burst. Accidentally throwing your awesome sword at a zombie and then having him attack you with it. This could be a bad situation. I don't know why they put Q next to W, okay? Because that's guaranteed. I mean, I don't think it's actually the key's fault now that I think about it. I think it's more to do with the controls of Minecraft, to be honest with you, than the actual Q key itself. I don't think the Q key has anything to do with it. But still, I should definitely rebind that. Anyway, moving on. Having your strategically placed zombie attack some villagers, turning them into zombie villagers so that you can cure them up to get cheaper trades, and then realizing that you don't actually have a golden apple, leaving to get one, then having them despawn and killing yourself out of frustration. I mean, seriously, look, I lost looting 3 and infinity from this exact thing, and it still hurts me. Trying to build TNT farms and farming yourself. You know, these TNT based farms, they're certainly not easy things to build. There's plenty of moving parts, loads of timing involved, and I mean, there's a fairly high possibility when you're constructing these that you are going to explode yourself, and you have to understand before you build it that that is likely to happen and just kind of accept it. Also, once it's constructed, there's also a fairly high chance that at some point you will fall into this area here and also explode. Basically, there's certain death. Don't build them, except you totally should, because they're the best things ever. I mean, TNT based farms are literally my favorite things to build. This is one that I'm definitely guilty of, trying to fly through gaps that you definitely shouldn't with the Elytra. Now I am going to do this. I can feel it in my bones. Where's the gap gone? I've lost the gap. All right, not my finest start, but here we go. Oh no, that's not gone well. All right, take 2 in. He's hit the tree. He's hit the tree. How's he done that? He hasn't even made it to the hole. I actually think that counts as an extra dumb way to die. Crashing into something on the way to going through a gap that is far too small for you to go through. So I've done quite a few secret entrance videos, and some of my favourite secret entrances are underneath lava because they're really easy to hide and they work generally quite well. The only issue is say for example you haven't been there for a while, you kind of forget where you've put your secret entrance, and no, that's not the right spot, is it? I haven't gone through to my base at all. I've just got very hot legs. Now, scaffolding is a cool block, but there are a handful of flaws. For example, if you're not particularly intelligent like me and you decide, I need to do some scaffolding for a build without really noticing that there's a lava pool next to it. You see, although I think it goes without saying that scaffolding is, in fact, a flammable block, sometimes it's easy to forget those things, and that would end up being a fairly embarrassing death. Not quite as embarrassing as this, though. Look, okay, that was so fast! I didn't even have a chance to get my words out. What I was trying to say was, there's nothing more embarrassing than being killed by a slime. As soon as that message comes up in the chat, if there's anyone else on the server with you, you're going to be taking the mick out of for days. Now, how did I get killed so quickly the last time? That was like in milliseconds. I think last time I must have just got the hulk of slimes. That was totally ridiculous. Not putting the corner blocks on your AFK platform. This is a mistake that I've made once, and I've only made it once because I lost all of my items from it. You see, phantoms can see you through blocks. They will attack you even if you're encased, and if you don't place the corner blocks in, then they can actually cause you damage. And if you AFK overnight, then you're definitely going to die. And actually, in a similar vein to this one, ever since that event occurred, I also put all of my items in that chest down there just to be safe, but that has led to a few occasions where I've launched myself off the edge without putting my elytra on. Obviously not this time because I'm a professional. That is the strangest sound ever. Holding shift when falling onto a slime block. It's fairly common to use a slime block for break falls, and the best way to do it is by holding the space bar. That way you don't take any damage. However, sometimes my brain's wires can get twisted and I end up holding shift. And that's not going to end well. Not at all. Does anyone actually know why that's a thing? Like, why is it that shift causes you to die? I will tell you one thing though. The way that I personally hold shift might cause you guys to die. You see, it's a well-known fact about me, but in case you didn't realise, I hold shift with my thumb, okay? I hold shift with my thumb, and people hate the way that it looks. I've posted pictures of it on Twitter, but also, I mean, I wish I could hold it in a different way, because it is uncomfortable. After a lot of Minecraft playing, my thumb does begin to hurt, where it's folded underneath my hand, and more importantly, occasionally, I lose pressure and can fall off the edge of things. It really is a curse, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what's caused it. What made me think that that was the right way to press shift? I don't know. Zooming right in your field of view to get a nice looking screenshot, getting those nice cinematic angles, and then being attacked and... Oh my goodness, it's so difficult to play on such a tight field of view. Does anyone actually play like this? I did manage to pull it off though. I actually managed to pull it off, but now there's two more coming. This next one is kind of dedicated to a special someone. Going into a redstone person's base and just flicking all their levers. You know, doing the whole lot. Going to town on them. Now, this might not directly kill you, okay? You know, in fact, it's very unlikely that doing this will kill you directly. But the person who owns the levers, they will come along and probably kill you themselves. Maybe in person too. Mining at full sprint in the nether. Sometimes it pays off, okay? And sometimes you can do well and not die. But sometimes things like that happen, and it all happens very fast. I actually survived for way less time than I was expecting there. I thought I would actually have a good run, but no, that shows how dangerous it is. This is one that I recently experienced on the Hermitcraft server. I had a zombie that I really needed to transport over the ocean, and the only way that I could really think to do it is by transporting him via boat. The only issue is of course, the zombie in the back of the boat will constantly attack you until you die. Funnily enough, the only way of getting around this is actually by using a weakness potion. If you give the zombie a weakness potion, then they won't kill you. And that might just be the most specific life hack I've ever given. I mean, how many of you guys have actually transported a zombie by boat? Let me know down in the comment section. Name a worse feeling in your life. Name a worse feeling than flying out over a lava lake and then suddenly dropping out the sky. I mean, it just... There's nothing worse, because there's that moment of panic where you're like, oh, what's happened? Something's gone wrong with the game. And then you realise, it's been a while since I've checked my elytra durability. Yeah, I probably should have done that before I jumped off the edge. In fact, actually, I think I've thought of a worse feeling. I've thought of a worse feeling. And that is the total feeling of disorientation if you activate this button. Oh my goodness. Who plays like this? Which one of you psychopaths plays like this? It makes zero sense. Left and right is the same. Why would it be opposites? This is making me feel ill. Now this one's a bit of a given, but it is easily done. Don't, whatever you do, punch an iron golem near a village, because... well, they're meant to be ridiculously strong. What's going on here? I've got the... you are the most useless iron golem I've ever seen in my life. What are you doing, mate? You're not even close. Come on. Alright, clearly I was wrong. Maybe you should be punching iron golems. They deserve it. They're terrible bodyguards. They need training. Oh. That's embarrassing. Ah, yeah, that... oh. Oh, that's much more like it. I take it back, Iron Golem. Moving swiftly on. Very swiftly on. Please move on from that. Don't take the mick out of me. Forgetting that Sweeping Edge could cause some serious issues for you when it comes to zombie pigmen. I got killed by the magma cube. I didn't even get a chance to show off the thing that I was trying to explain. What I was trying to say was that when you're using Sweeping Edge, you have to be careful not to hit everything around the thing that you're Sweeping Edge in, because that could lead to some serious issues. But actually, I would say that just being killed by a magma cube in general while trying to demonstrate something else is probably another dumb way to die. I'm a bit of an old school Minecrafter, and I remember the days when we used to build things underwater. We would bring torches with us to create air spaces so that we could breathe again. The only issue is that now, as of Minecraft 1.14, that no longer works. And if you go down to the bottom of the ocean and you expect it to work and then it doesn't, it's going to be a bad time. Calling the server owner something rude. Sometimes you can't help yourself, can you? You just have to get something off your chest and just fire it off in the chat. But don't expect it to go down well. Okay, if you put something like that in the chat, you have to expect that you're just going to spontaneously combust at some point. Throwing snowballs in the nether. Now I know what you're thinking, why on earth would you do something like that? But it's actually because snowballs are one of the best attacks against Blaze. The only problem is that they also have quite a decent range, and yeah, I mean, if you miss, you can run into some serious problems. And snowballs definitely don't work very well against zombie pigmen. That's for sure. They're so strong. I'd actually forgotten how strong they were. I mean, it's ridiculous. But I'll tell you what, there is one thing that's slightly more ridiculous, I would say. And that's me. I mean, I have a bit of a confession to make. Okay, my last dumb way to die is kind of my own doing. You see, recently I made a video called 25 Tips for Minecraft You Might Not Know. And in it, I said that if you fly hard enough at a wall, you will go straight through it. I lied. I totally made it up. That was editing magic. I made a cut as I went through the wall, and then I went over the wall and then shot off. You would totally die if you went into that wall. Don't try that. All right. And if you got caught out by it, I hate to say it, but that is definitely a dumb way to die. So there we have it, ladies and gents. That rounds up today's video. I really do hope that you've enjoyed it. This one's been a ton of fun to make. Let me know down in the... Sometimes I think of stupid ideas for videos. I mean, a few years ago,